Hi everyone, welcome back to this week of RHO Market Chat. Like what we always do, let's start off with the recap. So last week we talked about the Hang Seng Index that has been or has not been revamped for 50 years, and there is talks of the Hang Seng Index revamping. And also we talk about the US intention to delist Chinese stocks listed on Wall Street. And what we said was, or what I said was, the main beneficiary is the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and I was bullish about it. And this is my trade plan. And last week, when I was talking about this stock, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange was doing at 282, and I said buy it at 282 with a target of 300. All right. So that was the trade plan, and if it hits 300, it could pull back. All right. So what happened today? Really, 1 week after we talk about it, it hits there, not exactly 300, but 299.6 on the high. So I assume that the first target was hit. So if you have followed this call, all right, in a week, you would have made about 17 Hong Kong dollars. Okay, that's quite a lot of money for a week. All right, so let's go and dive into what we're going to dwell with this week. And so this week, I want to talk about, on the technical side, I've detect, all right, on the chart, Nasdaq exhaustion, and I think, there is a possibility of a second wave of COVID coming back to US. And today, in the Singaporean market, we have news of Sembcorp Industry demerging from Sembcorp Marine. And so with this news, what should we as investors do? All right, first thing, the COVID, all right? So in the last couple of weeks, we saw that majority of US states has started, all right, to reopen their economy. And at the same time, we had, street protests all over America, and that was due to the death of George Floyd. So what we see here is we have, since Memorial Day, there were daily new increases, all right, of COVID-19 new infection cases. And to me, that is, a cause for cautions because things may get worse. So I was reading this article with interest, and this article on CNBC said, all right, that the CDC is worried that Americans are not following advice as the COVID-19 continue to increase. Okay, so it says that COVID-19 cases in the United States has been slowly ticking up since the Memorial holiday. And it says that research have shown that it can take about anywhere between 5 to 12 days for people to show symptoms of coronavirus, which may explain why in US cases are only just beginning to rise. All right. So Memorial Day started on May 25th, and that roundabout, that was where we had the start of the street protest. And if the incubation period is about 2 weeks, then in another week's time, we could be seeing some increase, all right, in the new coronavirus infection case in the US, and that could cause the market to sort of correct a little bit. Okay, and let me just quote that one expert on the virus at the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Institute wrote, all right, on Twitter that each day of protest, all right, and the protest is still going on, all right, could result in 3,000 new cases or 50 to 500 deaths. All right. So after the protest, the new cases, the new cases are not going to happen straight away after the protest. It is some incubation period, and therefore, as trader investors, we need to be on the watch out. Okay. So this trading technique, or this, my strategy, right, predicted that Dow Jones will top out and crash on 14 February, all right, through a trade plan. And this is how and after that, after calling for a market crash, it did crash, all right. So this was where I talk about the double top, all right, and it crashed, okay. And then, I just want to show you how it works, all right. So I trade with a trade plan, and this macro trade plan for Dow Jones has worked, perfect for me. And a lot of you know that here in 2008, I made $2 million getting it right, shorting the Dow Jones, all right, with $100,000. And when it bottomed out, I made $2 million. So this same trade plan, right, has spotted the peak of Dow Jones back in on the 20th of February. Okay, let me just show you, right, that the same strategy that I use, or the same type of trade plan that I've used, okay, is showing that the Nasdaq could be peaking, all right, soon, not yet, all right, not yet, but soon, all right. So there could be some upside, maybe between 9,009 to 10,000, the next step 100, all right. Our last, last Friday before the market closed, all right, Nasdaq was doing like 9,824. So we have probably about 200 points to go, all right. But we have to be on the lookout because Nasdaq is showing sign of peaking, all right. And the other thing I want to talk about, and this is the last thing I'll talk about, is today we just got news of an announcement that Sembcorp Marine will demerge from Sembcorp Industry. So what does it mean for us? What it means is that Sembcorp Marine will not, all right, contribute to Sembcorp Industry earnings anymore. They will be a separate entity, okay? So the details, all right, let me just read it through. All right, Sembcorp Marine will raise 2.1 billion under a 5-for-1 renounceable rights issue, okay, at the price of 20 cents. All right, and Sembcorp has irrevocably undertaken to subscribe 1.5 billion worth of shares by offsetting the subordinate loan at 1.5B. So what it actually means is that they are writing off their debts, all right, with Sembcorp Marine, all right, with the issuance of shares. All right, so the right shares subscribed will be issued as share dividends to Sembcorp Industry shareholder. Sembcorp Marine will no longer be a part of Sembcorp Industry holding. The remaining 600 million will be used to support working capitals, and which includes debt financing. All right. So through this exercise, no apparent benefit for Sem Marine. In fact, the rights issue, and as what we've seen with SIA rights issue, never popular with investors. So in the short term, we could see the Sem Marine stocks coming under some pressure. Okay, so the beneficiary of this whole exercise will be Sembcorp Industry. So I believe that the Sembcorp Industry will eventually turn out to be a pure utility play, all right, in Singapore. All right, so maybe in future, more companies will be added into Sembcorp Industry to make it one of the regional utilities powerhouse. Okay, so that is why the prospect of this prospect, right, is making me a little bullish about Sembcorp Industry. Right, so I'm bullish about it, and let me just share with you the benefits. Right, that this is from the slide presentation from Sembcorp Industry today, and I just want to share it. All right, so when they technically divorce, right, from Sem Marine, there will be a 22% improvement in EPS, 4.1% improvement on ROE, and reduction in total borrowing of 2.9 B. So that all this is positive, all right, for Sembcorp Industry, and also, all right, it really frees them to be a pure utility play, and I believe this is only a start, all right? So you see a lot of big things probably coming in, big plans or big asset injection coming into Sembcorp Industry. Okay, so if I'm bullish, where will you go? All right, so Sembcorp Industry, right, has been really dragged down by Sembmarine, okay, and it hit a low of like a 134.35, okay, and then it rebounded a little bit. So with this positive news, right, where do I think that Sembcorp Industry will go? So I think that they could go to as high as, from my charts, $2 to $2.08 first target, and if we are lucky, second target at 230. Okay, so that is why I am bullish on Sembcorp Industry. All right, but for Sembmarine, I'm not that bullish. Okay, so I think it will come down, and I think the last low at 0.61 half, all right, will be taken out, and if 61 breaks, all right, we could see 53 or even 50 half from the charts, all right? So this is where I got from the charts for my trade plans, and this will be my trade plan for Sembcorp Marine. All right, so this two stocks going to start trading tomorrow. I hope with this insight, you guys can make some money from it. Okay, so this is what I have for you today, and before I go, the usual week ahead. All right, so these are the data coming out. So important thing to watch for will be perhaps the FOMC meeting. And also initial claim for state unemployment benefits towards the end of the week. All right, so thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.